Hey Design, so I wanted to open Noah's files. So Noah did a really good job with his icons, and they look great, but they aren't ready to actually throw on the Cricut to actually cut out. Okay, and I decided to pick Noah's out of everyone's because he did the Boolean game like as the enrichment, and he got the farthest. So I was going to actually use his as the example for this week, and then I'm also going to create this for him and send it to him. Okay, so right off the bat, it looks fine, right? Like it looks like an icon, and right, can I just send this to Miss Perella and she'll cut it on the Cricut? Well, let's take a closer look at this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select it. When I click and drag over all of this, we can see that these are all actually separate parts, and what we need is one smooth path, outline to make an icon. So to better illustrate this, I'm going to turn off the fill and I'm going to turn on the stroke. Okay, and now we can kind of see that these are all different separate shapes, and we would have problems. It's going to actually cut all of these overlap if we actually sent it to the Cricut right now. I'm also going to go to properties, and I'm going to go to stroke, and I'm just going to change it to just to this, so I think you can kind of see it a little bit better. Okay, so what we need to do first is we need to make sure that it's one shape. So we don't have to start from scratch here. We can actually combine all these things. So I'm going to go to the shape builder over here, and I'm going to hit combined all. But before I do anything else, notice that I combined it all. It looks like one shape now, but the most important part here is that you need to select convert to path. Now it is one path. Now we still see that there's some problems with the path, and there's some rigid edges. It looks like there's a couple like details in here that need to, trying to zoom in and it's just making it bigger, that I need to kind of fix. Okay. One option that I could do is I could select it, and then with the direct selection tool, I'm going to have it selected. And in the bottom properties bar, I'm going to look for like, it looks like an upside down U with the like circles on it, and like 3 circles on it, 2 over from the trash can, and this is simplify. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to simplify it. And so that automatically made less anchor points, and it made a lot more smoother lines. Okay, so that like magically helped a lot of it. Okay, we're not done yet though. So if we look at it, we still see that there's that problem in the upper left hand corner, and there's still some other options that I kind of need to do to make this more optimal. Okay, so the first thing I am going to do is with the direct selection tool, I can see that there's actually too many points in this one location. So I'm going to select it. And when I do that, when I select an anchor point, it's going to delete it. I'm going to do it again because it looks like there's still one more point. Okay, perfect. So now there's only one point there, and then I don't have all those like extra things. Okay, I'm going to select it one more time, and I just wanted to make note. Is it selecting? Okay, I can make, oh, no, it didn't. Okay, make sure it's selected. This is selected. And then I can, oh, I made another point. I think I did. Yeah, okay. So you're going to, oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to have it selected, and I'm going to hit the, so next to the scissors where I could cut a path, I could round the edge, or I can make it more triangular. I just wanted to show you that you could actually pick a point and you could make it more triangular or rounder or whatever if you wanted to. Okay, now if I go over to the other ear, maybe I want to make that, notice that he doesn't have a point at the other ear. So what I have to do is go to the pen tool and just click on the top there, and it now made anchor point. And now I can go back to the direct selection tool, and I can also make that pointed. So I just wanted to show you that you can delete points by when I'm on the direct selection point, I can click on, and it kind of is like hard. I think maybe it's because my fingers are dry or whatever. It's kind of hard for the iPad to like recognize that I'm picking points. You can select a point. If you hold on the point, it will delete it. If you want to add a point to an existing path, you go to the pen tool and you can add it. Okay, so let's look at some other areas where I can kind of see a little bit of problems like we have in the foot here. Okay, so one here, again, we have more jaggedy. So I'm just going to go back with my direct selection tool and just click and hold that and get rid of it. I don't think those points are necessary. I'd also say probably I don't need this one either. And again, don't forget that you could select one and you can kind of curve it. And that might help kind of smooth things out. You can do that automatically. But then also don't forget the handlebars. So the handlebars, after you select one, the handlebars pop up and you can just kind of curve things too. Okay, and yes, this is kind of tedious, but that's what graphic designers do, is they do all of these details. Now, when you feel like I would tell Noah, I think he probably doesn't need like this point right here. I would just say kind of probably to delete some of those extra points on the feet and kind of curve them a little bit more. And then I would say that he's all done. Now we can leave it as an outline. This is actually perfect. So now what I need to do to bring it over to Cricut is I need to export. So I'm going to go to the share. It looks like a box with an arrow up in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to go to publish and export, and I'm going to pick SVG Export. And I'm going to save to files. And on my iPad, and I'm just going to put it in my Illustrator folder, and I'm going to hit save. And now this is saved and ready for Cricut to cut out.